Hello everyone, and welcome to my new Pat's Pond guide, where we will be using the Axis of Super. A pretty funny strategy, but it's still kind of usable. First, place a dart monkey just right over here as top right as possible. And then, a sub right over here as bottom right as possible. Just shove it in the corners. And if you've gotten these placements right, you should be able to beat rounds 6 and 7. And then for round 8, just get a druid as as top left as possible in this corner. Sorry. Just shove it up there. And then, after round 10, get Obin right over here as bottom left as possible. For 14, get Thorn Swarm on your druid. And I guess you could also get Heart of Oak, but it's not needed yet. For 15, just to be safe, use Brambles when you see a few pinks on screen. Here, I used it a bit early, but you could probably get away with using it later. Actually, no, that's a complete lie. You want to use it earlier than I did. Maybe when you reach about 300 cash. Yeah, that seems good. And then, use another Brambles on 16. In the middle of 18, get Druid of the Jungle. This guy will absolutely carry our early game and will turn into a Spirit of the Forest late game, which is another carry. This Druid is basically the carry of the entire run. And so this guy can pop leads, get Hard Thorns as well. For 24, just use Brambles. That should get the camo. And then, now, just get a Wall of Fire wizard with camo detection. So, Wall of Fire and Monkey Sense. We'll be getting this guy to Dragon Breath on round 34. But before then, unfortunately, we do have to use Brambles on 33, just because this wizard is not enough to kill all the camos. Yet. And then, in the middle of 34, get Dragon Breath. And that's literally it for the early game, so see you on round 40. For round 40, just get a village to the right of Obin as bottom left as possible. Just shove it there. And upgrade it to a 002 discount, and also get Jungle Drums, because that's kind of important. And then get an Ice Monkey right over here, and just upgrade it to a 210 Cold Snap. This guy won't really do anything for now. And then also use Brambles. Round 40 should be a breeze. And then get Ice Shards and Embrittlement on your Ice Monkey. This guy will serve as some D camo and will become a super brittle late game, and that kinda helps. It's also part of the super axis, so like that's kind of why I'm getting it. And then for 45, just get an engineer right up here. Doesn't really matter exactly where, just as long as when you upgrade him to cleansing foam, he can see this intersection right here, because that's where we're going to be putting the foam. This is only for the camo purples, and yeah. You can also use some Brambles against them. Shouldn't be needed though. For the camo purples on 48, you can use Brambles again if you'd like. Still not needed though. I'm just going to do it for absolute safety though. And then, just at some point before 50, get a glue gunner right over here, and upgrade it to a 024 Relentless Glue set to Strong. And then, also, when you can afford it, get Jungle's Bounty on your Druid. And now, the final thing we buy before saving up to Spirit of the Forest, primary training on our village. And then, also just move your Engineer Foam up here. Just up here somewhere where it won't hit normal Bloons, but will hit DDTs. We don't want it hitting normal Bloons, because that will make all of its Pierce get used up on the Camo Purples on 95, and we want it for the DDT decamo, so yeah. Now that we have Obin's trees, which are a very important part of this run, we'll be placing them right over here. Just down here. Refresh them when I say to refresh them, because the timings may seem a little bit weird, but they're very important. On 60, refresh your trees and collect the money. This isn't any extra money being made, it's just the money you would have gotten from popping the Bloons normally. So, yeah. And then, just use Brambles right when the BFB is about to pop to Moabs. I've found that this is the most consistent. There's the most consistent Brambles timing to just insta-win. Even if it looks very close there, you'll be fine. Trust me on that one. For 63, you should not have to refresh your trees, but if too much hits your trees, you might have to refresh them. I would just try waiting to refresh them until 64, because that is easily the best time. So yeah, refresh your trees on 64. They will tank an entire fortified Moab, so be ready for that. Your trees will also have to tank like all of a BFB inside, so hopefully you trust them to do that. And then we'll be doing the same thing we did with Brambles on round 60. Just using it when the BFB pops into Moabs. And boom. For 66, refresh your trees. Very important that you do that for this round, because they will have to tank an entire fortified Moab. And maybe some other things if you get unlucky too. But that's not like entirely guaranteed that you'll have to do that. And then on 68, refresh your trees, and do the same Brambles thing that we have done for every single BFB on the left to right lane so far. Just Brambles when it pops into Moabs. 69, 70, and 71 are all easy, so no need to worry about those. I would recommend refreshing your trees on 71, but as you see, they literally were not hit by anything, so I don't really know if you have to refresh them or not. Just make sure to refresh them by 72, because they will have to tank an entire BFB inside, yet again. Trees are kind of good for that, though. And same Brambles thing that we've done on every other BFB round. You should be able to just afford Spirit of the Forest for 73, and now the game really becomes easy. I guess you can refresh trees again. Doesn't really help with much, though. For 80, I'd actually recommend moving your trees to the middle intersection right here, because it is kind of important for them to tank a little bit of the ZOMG inside. Spirit of the Forest should be able to handle the rest, though. And yeah, just use brambles when Obin starts attacking. That will ensure that they land on the ZOMG. And then move them back. And then buy super glue as soon as you can afford it. This is officially the first tower that we've gotten in the super axis. And now we'll be going for the second. Super brittle. You should be able to afford Super Brittle, the second tower of the super axis, in the middle of 89. And now, let's get the third tower in the super axis, the Super Maelstrom. This guy will just remain at a 050 because money is kind of tight. Unless you don't actually want to complete the super axis, then you're lame. You're just very lame if you don't want to complete it. Like, Bo, do you not want to complete it? When Obin reaches level 20, just refresh the trees. So now the trees are actually really strong. That's nice. I guess you could use a Maelstrom too. It does quite literally nothing, but it's kind of funny, I guess. Brambles might actually cook because of the Super Brittle buff, but we'll see. If you want to use them, you can. Not needed, though. And then we have the third tier 5 in the super axis, Super Maelstrom. And also, refresh your trees on 95. Trust me, it helps. This round may seem a bit sketch, but super glue should just clutch up. You can also use a Super Maelstrom if you'd like to damage some of the Moabs, but it shouldn't entirely be needed. And now, because we absolutely need it for, like, 99, or not 99, sorry. We need it before 99. Get the first strike, because we don't have great bad damage at the moment, and money is tight, so we really won't be able to get any. But I guess to speed things up, if you want to use a Super Maelstrom, just do it. Look at that incredible DPS. Best tier 5 in the game. '97 might take a few years because we have no single target damage, so yeah, just wait for that. And then also refresh your trees before 98 just so we can have them at full strength. I'd recommend doing it in the middle of 97 just so we can have the cooldown up faster so we can collect money. So we can collect money a bit sooner, if you know what I mean. And then get first strike in the middle of 98 because we want to have the cooldown up immediately for round 100. And now we go for the final two towers in the super axis. The Super Monkey. How could you forget? Guess I can't place it in range of Obin. Oh well, that sucks. Just make sure it's under discount. Look at that incredible damage. Worth it. And then just refresh your trees so you can claim even more money. And then on 99, you should be fine. Super glue is hopefully strong enough. Yep, seems to be strong enough. And now, for the final tower in the Super Axis, we'll be buying the Super Monkey Fan Club. Oh no, we're a tiny bit short. This is going to be slightly cursed. For round 100, first strike immediately. Just do it instantly. And then, just like, wait for trees to come off cooldown, collect your money from them, and yeah. You also want to use Super Maelstrom right when the Super Brittle starts attacking. Incredible damage on the Maelstrom. We're still off of the Super Monkey Fan Club, so we're going to have to pull out some stupid tactics here. So, use First Strike immediately, and buy the upgrade in like the 2 frames that you can. Incredible. If you've done everything correctly, and trust me, it isn't that much, so it shouldn't have been too hard, you should now have your Pat's Pond black border with Super Axis. Very cool. So yeah, I hope this guide helped you out in some way. Have a nice rest of your day, and goodbye.